brought the figures from the spreadsheet at the Ashman building.
I'm going to
that the staff did. Added that to the 8 boxes.
Let me not speculate what is in my letter. I will give you a copy of my letter. I will give you a copy of my letter shortly.
If you address that,
yeah, I would have had whatever was relevant at the time. Is contained in my letter, and you will see the letter for yourself.
Okay.
All
what
right.
must GECOM do in response to your letter? What action would you want them to take now in reference to those declarations?
Well, now my letter was sent since March the 13th.
Sorry. Yeah, the declarations. What do you want them to do about the declarations?
I have already said to you that the declarations of March the 13th are improper, unlawful, and illegal because it largely followed the same methodology that Mingo used for the first declaration, which the Chief Justice declared as illegal and unlawful.
So should they conduct an investigation or hold a meeting and vote? We think it was fraudulent. Well,
if they are conducting a national recount and they are disregarding the Mingo's declaration, doesn't that speak for itself? That they find it unacceptable, and that is why they are recounting.
Clarification, Mr. Nandalal. With respect to the comparison of the result that you're unearthing these fraud, you said you would have listened to Mr. Mingo's figures. So your party would have prepared a spreadsheet of Mingo's announced result.
Yes.
Figures.
I thought the press would have it too.
To compare with the
at some point in time, yes, we can do that. We can do that, and you will see for yourself. I believe that's being compiled now, actually.
Just to change narrative a little bit, based on what has happened today in the recount station, are there any other additional discrepancies that you haven't mentioned to us that probably happened during the day?
Not of any great significance that I can recall. There are discrepancies that are arising and are being addressed satisfactorily as the day goes on. There were some rejected votes and so on that were dealt with, but dealt with to the satisfaction of everyone.
There was a matter that came up today about whether certain persons who are seen to have voted on the checklist had migrated, and so certain people do not think that those votes should be considered valid.
But that's the precise point I'm making. I can walk into any of the workstations and see that the entire list of electors that are marked off there, all of them are dead. I don't have to produce any evidence. I could say all of them migrated. I don't have to produce any evidence, and that is being recorded.
What has to be produced to prove that that person has migrated?
Now, you have to bring a little more than just standing up and say that this person has migrated, as they said in relation to David Granger. And he's home. I told you there is a gentleman named Irshad Mohammed, and he was deemed to be migrated, and he is home. I raised it with Madam Chairperson today, and I raised it in the presence of Commissioner Ben, and they asked me to ask the gentleman to write to the commission. So I am going to communicate that, and I will, if the gentleman permits me, I can make that letter public as well.
You had a meeting with the chairman today, or the full commission?
No, I saw her in the building. You just walk, and I just said hello to her, Happy Mother's Day, and I related that incident to her.
These observations are not affecting the count. There is still a statement that's being produced.
That's correct. They are not affecting the count. The count continues to be consistently matched with the statements of poll, and that is what is important. That's what is important. Of course, APNU has a vested interest. APNU has a vested interest to magnify the sideshows and the frivolities to make it an important event, because they're losing the elections, they have lost the elections, and the recount is showing that. So it's difficult for them to stay quiet. So they're running a constant sideshow of magnifying these, what they're calling irregularities. And they're doing it on Facebook and so on. Wholly, you just look at it.
200 boxes have shown that they've lost elections.
A recount of 200 boxes have shown that the statements of poll that GECOM issued to the PPP are correct. And once that continues, then APNU has lost the elections by PUP won by 15,000 votes.
Do you
manage to send out your letter to the chairperson asking for the removal of Ms. Myers from the
No, I didn't get an opportunity to do that. We didn't have a computer there. I'm typing on my phone. It's very difficult. But we wrote a letter complaining about the constant objections that are being made, that people migrated and people died and no one is producing a scintilla of evidence. A person dies, you have to have a death certificate, at least. A person migrated, you have to have some record from immigration. Or else I can go to every station and say that everyone migrated. The whole country migrated and voted election day. How did that pass the APNU polling agent? How did that pass the presiding officers? Are we insulting the competence and intelligence of all these people? There was an ID card that you have to produce. These people so many people managed to beat the system. I mean, he called me from a 624 number. Yes, he's in Guyana. And I will know, he will write the commission. Mr. David Granger has not migrated. He's at Paul, hopefully.
Do you foresee any possible or probable scenario where GECOM may have reason to fall back on the declarations currently in place? And what would you do in such a situation?
It would be disastrous because those declarations are based upon fraud.
Do you see any scenario where that could
I can't imagine that will happen. Then this entire exercise that we are engaged in would have been futile and a waste of time and a waste of a lot of money. A lot of money. This thing is not...
situation where GECOM would fall back on those declarations?
We will have to cross that bridge when we reach it.
Okay. But so far you're saying that all declarations have been set aside, not just the Mingo declaration, for all other reasons.
I'm concerned about the Mingo declaration. No one has ever raised any objection in relation to no other declaration other than the declaration of Mingo in relation to Region 4.
There actually were requests for recounts of other regions.
Yeah, it's a national recount for all regions. It's not
Well, that is being done, and if they set aside all, it's not a problem for me. Once Mingo declaration is set aside, that's the most important. That's the poisonous one.
Thank you.
All right? Thank you very much.